Hello and welcome back to Tom's Stickle Trunk. Today we're going to learn how to single crochet. You are going to need to know how to create a chain, so if you don't know how to do that, please refer back to my first video which teaches you how. Today you're going to need acrylic yarn and a size 5 crochet hook. So let's get started. You're going to create a chain of 11 to start. The reason 11 is because the 11th loop will create the end of your first row. So let's get going. Okay, so now to mark your end of row, you're going to want a marker. So we're going to put a marker in here, and that way you can clearly see the end of your first row. So now you are not going to put your crochet hook through the first loop. You're going to skip that and go to the second loop. So not this one, but this one. So put your crochet hook through the front of the second loop. You're going to grab the yarn from the back, pull through that loop, go back, pull through both loops, and there you have your single crochet. Let's do that again. Go through the front of the loop, and you're going to grab the yarn from the back, pull through that loop, and just that loop only, go back, grab more yarn, and pull through both loops. Let's see that one more time. Go through the front of your loop with the crochet hook, grabbing the yarn from behind, and pull it through just that loop only. Go back, grab yarn, pull through both loops. There you have a single crochet. So you're going to continue to do that till you get to the end of the row. And you'll notice that I'm grasping the yarn at the base of the loop. That's just so that I can create even tension. It's a nice handy trick to have so that you create nice even rows and even tension as you go through your work. So now that we're at the end of the row, we're going to do one more single crochet to complete that first row. And now to start the second row, we're going to chain one in this loop. And now we can turn our work around to start a second row. Now before we start, we are going to put a marker at the end of this row so we can see the ends of each row very clearly. Now you can see your starting point fairly clearly. If not, if you pull up on the loop in your crochet hook, you should be able to tell where you start. Okay, so we're going to put the crochet hook through that first hole there, pull the yarn through, pull the yarn through both loops. Now let me show you a different angle, because this second row looks a little different from the chain. I don't know if you can see there's a V shape, so you're actually going through 2 loops moving forward to do the single crochet. So pull through that V and create your single crochet. Let's see that again. I'll do that from a different angle so you can see. So when you poke through that loop, you're going to make sure that over top you are going through the V. Just like that. Pull your yarn through both. Grab the yarn over top, pull through both loops. Okay, so you're going to continue that till you get to the end of the row. So now we're at the end. We'll go through that second last loop and do a single crochet. And with that last loop, we're going to leave that crochet hook, or the marker in, so you can clearly see the end of your row. And there you go. Now that you have completed that single crochet, you no longer need the marker there, so you can remove that. And then we'll start our third row with a single chain. And we'll flip our work to start the third row, but first we're going to mark this row. And again, you can see where you start in the first loop. So we'll put a crochet hook there and create our first single chain. And we'll continue on to the end of the row. So now we're at the end of row 3. Going through the second to last loop, we single crochet, and again leaving the marker in that last loop, we will do our last single crochet for this row. And now we can remove that marker. And then we can chain 1 to start row 4. We'll flip our work, and before we start the 4th row, we will mark the end of this row. Now, single crochet is a very important basic skill for crochet. It's used commonly for blankets, especially amigurumi, but it's a wonderful stitch to learn if you want to create a nice tight piece of work. So it will keep you very warm. I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and like.